Mike was a good trucker who could drive through any place in the country. That night, he got the job to drive the cross-country load through Blackwood Highway, which was infamous for an infinitely long winding road that was accompanied by ghostly tales. Not one of the truckers there wanted to cross over, especially at night. There could be nothing more absurd than this by talking about ghost stories for Mike. Therefore, he departed right after sunset with hopes of arriving at the destination hours before time. The road seemed unnaturally quiet as Mike drove into Blackwood Highway. Tall trees reflected their shadows across his path. It had been several hours later when Mike saw something strange. A woman in a faded dress was standing along the roadside with her back to him. Hoping she was vexed to be unlikable, he let up on the pace and pulled the truck alongside of her. He rolled down his window. "You okay?" he called out to her before he could say another word of concern. She looked back toward him. Her face a grayed, skeletal. Her eyes were two holes in the floor, these eyes seeming to penetrate through him. Freezing with terror, Mike reached up and tried again to engage, but his own hands shook too hard to steady the steering wheel. Then, just when he thought he'd steadied things, the woman began toward him. She walked stiffly, as if she were being pushed toward the truck against her will. Mike floored it, speeding off into the night. A few miles later, though, he saw the same woman standing in the middle of his lane. Again he swung hard to the left, and this time his truck skidded perilously close to the edge of the precipice. He was panting for air, bringing the truck to a skid, thinking of course it was just some sort of migraine or something. But as he glanced in his rear view, there she was, inches from the glass, her empty eyes staring right at him. Panicked, he floored it, drove all night and wouldn't stop till he was miles away from the Blackwood Highway. Then he went into the next town, where, sitting in a diner there, he spun his tale for the townspeople. There sat an old man in the diner nodding gravely. "You are not the first," he said. "Years ago, a woman died on that highway from a car accident, waiting for someone to come and rescue her. To this day, people say her spirit roams, searching to take her home. To this day, Mike will not drive on Blackwood Highway, and every trucker passing through is warned. If you see the woman by the road, do not stop, keep on moving."